Heard the one on the dark cop who infiltrated the KKK? Recite the real history over BlacKkKlansman, the newest movie of CEO Peak Shelter. In October 1978, Ron Stallworth, the at first dark detective story in the story of the Colorado Springs Police Force Division, saw a confidential advertisement in one of the town's everyday newspapers. The ad guessed readers concerned in reception data of the Ku Klux Klan to compose to a P.O. box arranged in a neighboring city. Stallworth, curious piqued, wrote a mention to the P.O. box by his own behalf. In it he declared to be a white man who was concerned in training more than on the KKK's activities. 2 weeks after he acquired a telephone urge of the regional organizer of the Klan's Colorado Springs head, request him why he willing to accede. Of these speculation ASA sprang a daring secret inquiry, carried out at first above the telephone but ultimately comprising person-to-person pin. It led to one of Stallworth's white's associate impersonating him in such a successful he was guessed to be lead of the Klan's regional head. It as well led to the exposition of white supremacists in the war, the thwarting of multiple planned crucifix burnings and Stallworth proper a map-carrying term of one of America's largest detested organizations. Largest detested, affirmative. Brilliant, no. At no spot for Stallworth's inquiry did his comrade Knight of the Ku Klux Klan suspicion the man they were speaking to above the telephone and the man who was visiting their meetings were not the identical man. Their preferred technique of installation, their kerosene-soaked wood crucifixes go out, meantime, was virtually encouraged by thing they'd seen in a cinema. External his inquiry, Stallworth found oneself in the extraordinary stance of provided private protect to David Grand Duke, ex-great magician of the KKK. Through their partly frigid face, Grand Duke had no concept the police force detective story on his safety part was the Ron Stallworth same been talking in friendly above the phone. Grand Duke, in reality, one day bragged he could immediately identification the racing of a man of how they tell, a comment Stallworth told had him crack up amusing. It sounds love a strange trick, stretched off in swiftness and bold. Yet the sympathies and sentiments Stallworth was implicated in exhibiting are no amusing question. Length of the occurrence is shown at the end of Peak Shelter's movie, proof the racist and fanaticism pronounced by Stallworth's involuntary dupes include not lost off. Of the really start, we requested to fall quite material in it how human beings would believe, hey, the is event present. He's so essential Peak done the movie currently, says actor Laura Hen Harrier, who acting a undergraduate militant, who embarks on a novel in the at-screen Stallworth. We are yet struggling racist and hate all above the planet and the length at the end of the movie obviously shows how prompt it is. Hen Harrier's Patrice Nature is an Afro-sporting fictitious who does not seem in the 2014 reminiscence on that Shelter's movie is relying. No one does Somersault Zimmerman, the movie's release of the actual life detective story who became Stallworth's stay-in on occasions while a white's release of him was necessary. Adam Motorist, who acting Somersault in BlacKkKlansman, concedes down there are parallels to be painted among the industry of operating and secret revealing. This distinction is in one thou claiming the stakes are lifetime and die, and in the some they in fact are, he clarifies. This stakes could not be high. The actual Stallworth ultimately leftward Colorado to be an inspector in Utah, wherever he became a recognized specialist in the ratio among bandit rap piece of music and road mob civilization. He retired in 2005, following that he wrote the reminiscence how saw him get die threats of offended white supremacists. I aware how in malice of my diverse career accomplishments, the one how will ever arouse and mystify is the KKK inquiry, he writes at the end of his volume. It has certain me in ways inconceivable and has ever charmed such who listen its story. BlacKkKlansman is out in the UK on August 24. BlacKkKlansman, Racing, Loathe and the Secret Inquiry of a Life Expectancy by Ron Stallworth is published by Pointer Books.